On today's issue of the Late Night Nerd Podcast, The Punisher gets released, Alan Ritchson beats up a dude Walt size, and Daredevil Born Again premieres. Coming at you right after this. Oh, what's up, everybody, and welcome to this issue of the Late Night Nerd Podcast, the show where our crew of nerdy bartenders talk about the buzz in the Marvel Universe, pour up some conversation from a galaxy far, far away, and shake things up in the Elseworlds, nowhere, infinity, and beyond. Surviving on caffeine and a meal I had today from Factor. I am Walter Kraske. And with me, surviving on rainbows, a little bit of THC, the love of his pet's wife, and is my Factor enabler this week, Brian Reynolds. What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Oh, you finally got a Factor box in?
I got the free Factor box. I'm only doing the one box. I don't think I can. They are not a sponsor yet, even though I did try to sign us up. So, I mean, I'll take a free meal or three. It doesn't work for me price wise. Like I just feel like I can get the same value. I just need to take a little time prepping. That's
Gotcha.
all. You know, it's good. I think it's good if you're busy like I am. I just can't really at this moment make it work all the way, but it's what it is. I mean, I'm going to enjoy the hell out of my my 8 free meals.
Right.
That I can tell you. Go ahead.
I was going to say for two people it works out well. Like we get 8 between the two of us, and it just it's a good lunch. Or like if Autumn's working and like on Saturdays I get off at like 4. She works tonight. Like I don't want to make something by myself, so I'll just do a Factor.
Yeah.
It's a good. I don't want to replace a lot of my stuff with them, but it's good for, like, as I said, like Autumn and I are going to be off tomorrow. What do you want to do for lunch? Well, let's do a Factor for lunch, and then we'll go out and have dinner, type thing.
No, and like I do like that it's like portion control. It honestly, it made me realize I can just prep a little. I'm just so in the mindset of like I want something fresh, and unfortunately with my schedule, it's just not an option every day. So I just need to get back a little more into the meal prepping thing and dealing with the fact that a microwave's gonna have to do sometimes.
Yeah.
But you want to roll into this thing, buddy?
Yeah.
It's only 2 of us this week. We lost to Timmy last second. That's okay though. We're gonna plow through. I got a little bit of news if you want to talk some news.
Absolutely.
All right, well then let's jump into a little news. Not really worth talking about, but we're going to talk about it just because sometimes people need to fuck around and then find out. And I just think this is comical. Some little dude my size tried to take on Jack Reacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't really understand. If you've not seen, I'm sure you've seen there's the video of like the first video looks really bad.
Yes.
Because it just looks like he's pummeling literally this dude my size.
Well, that's come from the guy's like Ring camera, and he didn't enter the part where he like pokes the bear.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh no, Alan Richardson beat me up. What the fuck? And the fact that he picks a fight with Alan Richardson while Alan is wearing a GoPro. Like, it's not like he was wearing fucking Google glasses where, like, you didn't know that they were sung. Like, he's wearing an entire fucking X-Men chess piece.
That is somehow the perfect way to explain that. Can I ask you a question? How tall
He looks
are you?
like fucking Havoc. Like, he looks...
He really does look like Havoc now that you say that. Like, and he kind of did Sonic Boom that motherfucker. If we're being serious, how tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
Okay, this dude is your size.
Yes,
but this dude is like 4% body fat.
100%. He's me if I went to the gym every day for the next 5 years.
Like, This dude, shout out to Adam in the live feed. What's up, buddy? Yo, I, this, I don't even know how to say this. Like, I was kind of living my best life a little bit during COVID. I'm not saying it was great mentally for people, but I think a lot of people have gotten so much attention via the world and social media recently. Some people feel indestructible. And I think that's what this man felt. Like, I understand that you feel his motorcycle is loud, but as long as he's not doing this at like 11 o'clock at night, just shut the fuck up.
Just shut the fuck, dude. I like the fact that the body cam, the guy's like, you're driving like a maniac. Well, if you rewind the body cam, it shows Alan going 21 miles an hour. Like, his kids were behind him.
Which is insane.
If you're driving recklessly, you normally don't have your two kids who also are on motorcycles, behind you. Normally you're like, and he doesn't strike me as somebody who's going and, zipping around a residential neighborhood at 80 miles an hour. Maybe he was going 45 or so at points, but I don't see him like. And also, you're not a cop, man. If you don't like it, call the cops. Like, who are you to think that you can go and stop
Reacher?
Yeah. But stop
just anybody
in the street. Like, who are you to fucking citizens arrest somebody? Like,
I mean,
it's not a thing.
We're bartenders. We know what we call those people. Karens. They're Karens. 100%. That man is a Karen.
That Karen got exactly what we all would like to do. I'm a little upset about Alan being able to live out our dream.
I know, right? Like, and it's funny too, because people, obviously the fun thing to do on the internet currently is to hate everyone and everything. I love that people were like attacking him when the Ring footage came out, and then he posted some people that were like, well, that's really cryptic. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a quote from Napoleon. And it's something along the lines of, hey, if your enemy's screwing up, don't stop them. Don't stop someone making an error. Let the error happen. And I think that was in reference to the Ring camera, footage getting released. And then what's he do? He lets that finish and he goes, oh, let's look at my footage now and see what happens. Like, he not only won physically, he beat that man mentally, and that makes me so much happier than I thought it would.
Yeah, I still don't see where his neighbor thought this was going to go in his favor at any point in time. I'm going to go stop this giant, famous, muscled man off of his motorcycle while he physically is showing me that he's videotaping all of this. And I'm going to step to him and push him down. And he can't do anything to me. Wrong.
Twice.
Wrong.
Not once, but twice.
He pushed him down the first time, and I was surprised he didn't get his ass beat then.
Because he took the bike over on at least I thought it was the second attempt. I think he might have pushed the bike over twice. In the live feed in the chat, Adam's like, it would be an honor to get knocked out by Thad. I agree, it would.
100%, dude. That's where I know him from. Like, I never watched Reacher, but that dude is Thad.
That dude's always going to be Thad, even though pretty sure he voiced a Ninja Turtle, and God, he is due for a superhero movie, but he is just too old to be Batman, I think, unfortunately.
I would love him to come back to do another little Blue Mountain State movie.
I'd be, I'm on board with that.
He comes back as a coach or something.
It just needs to be punny, and it needs to have Thad in the title.
Yes,
that's 100%. That's all I ask. We don't need anyone else. Go ahead.
Did you see the movie that him and Paul Blart Mall Cop did?
No, I've not got to it yet. I'm going to get to it. I feel like it is
not good.
Okay, thank you. That's kind of where I was. I like Alan Ritchson. Go ahead.
I was going to say, don't let me like persuade you into thinking it's going to be a a good movie. It is definitely not. But
Oh,
it's got
there is one thing. There
it's
is one thing in
watchable
this
though.
movie. There is one thing that I know it's not going to be a good movie, and unfortunately, that's Kevin James.
Kevin James, yeah.
Is the guy more successful than we will ever be? Yes. Is he a
Yes,
better actor than we are? Also,
probably.
yes. But it was really funny. I was going through the raw footage, getting some stuff off the computer. I was telling you, I found I recorded it separate. Our Nicolas Cage rabbit hole we went down where it
Oh
was
yeah.
like, okay, like it was like 28 minutes of us on IMDb, just like, what is the actual ratio of good to bad for Nick Cage? I just feel like Kevin James would be so much worse, especially in movie form.
Yes, I agree. See, I haven't watched Becky yet. It's on my list of highly recommended movies that I really want to watch, which is a Kevin James movie, and I really want to watch Becky 1 and 2. But I've heard that's like peak his peak acting.
You mean it's not Grown Ups?
He plays a bad guy in it, and he gets
Really?
murdered. He gets murdered by a child. It's basically Home Alone if Home Alone was I Spit on Your Grave. If that
Damn.
reference makes sense.
Okay. Did you watch Jay and Silent Bob the reboot?
Yes.
I mean, obviously I watched Jay and Silent Bob the reboot. There's the joke where like Kevin Smith appears in it, where he's like, Kevin Smith here, and it's just like, God, that guy's a dick. I think they call him Kevin James at one point in
They
it.
do. Yes.
And they filmed a certain scene a very specific way because they weren't sure who they'd be able to get. They were actually like, they couldn't get the schedules to match up. They were going to make it Kevin James, which I think would have been peak Kevin James at that point. All right, well, we go off on tangents, and that was an unexpected Kevin James tangent from us. How did we get from peak physical man? Like, that man's 43 years old, dude.
They're in a movie together. We were talking.
Oh, yeah.
I was asking.
That is
you
how we
about,
got there.
Yeah, I was asking you if you saw that. I think Alan is on the Netflix train where he signed up to do like 5 Netflix movies, and he just keeps pumping them out.
Get that money, buddy. Get that money.
Because he just did that, and then he did. Oh, did you see the video that he made like 2 days ago?
No.
So Alan made a video a couple of days ago, and he was like, I just wanted to say what's up to all my fucking haters. You guys were talking shit about War Machine, saying a 43-year-old can't be in War Machine because of the age cutoff. Well, Trump just upped the age of enlistment to 43. Now that movie's factually accurate. Fuck you.
I guess I'm adding someone else to my man crush list. Fuck. I love this man. Like,
I literally saw him getting all hyped up in the video, and I was like, man, I think he's going to be talking about like what happened with his neighbor. Nope, not one bit.
That is 100% where I thought you were going with it. Like, if we're being honest, I'm like, okay, here's where we go. Here we go.
No, yeah, because he was like, I want to say what's up to all my haters, and I was like, oh, is he going to talk shit about people talking shit about him? Nope, not one bit. He was like, everybody that said War Machine wasn't factually accurate because I'm too old to enlist in the army. Well, Trump just boosted it up.
Are you telling me that he just basically went out and trolled everybody twice?
Yes.
Really 3 times. He's like, fuck the haters. Now everyone's like, oh, fuck. Then he mentions Trump. And then it's like, oh, fuck. And then he's like, yeah, movie's good now. Get fucked.
Yeah, movie's factually accurate now.
Did not think I could like that man any more than I already do, but here we are. Oh, fucking A, man. Thank God for people that can just bring a little friggin' joy to my world. All right, buddy. We got some MCU news coming out. You ready?
Sure.
We got a couple release dates. Marvel Television has announced that its special presentation starring John Bernthal as Frank Castle, the Punisher, will be released May 12th and will be called Punisher: One Last Kill. Really good release time because I checked the Daredevil dates. So we're going to get a double drop tomorrow on Daredevil, which apparently is masterfully done by Marvel, because a lot of the channels that are industry insiders that I follow are like episode 1, 2, oh, good, and then it's a sprint. So apparently we're really going to get something starting tomorrow.
Mm.
But it ends April 28th, and 1 week later we're going to get this Punisher thing. And 2 months almost after that, 8 weeks basically, we get Spider-Man with the Punisher in it. My head went an interesting way with this, and I want to bounce an idea off you that I have not talked to you about, because I kind of wanted to hit it live and see what you think of this. So it's called Punisher One Last Kill. I don't really feel like you can have the Punisher without killing. Would you disagree with me on that?
No, that's kind of his whole shtick.
All right. Would you also agree with me that, Craven was thrown out there and it's a fail? That whole Sony thing is a fail. Would you agree with me there?
Oh, 100%.
All right. Well, one of Craven's best, if not best, storylines is going to be Craven's Last Hunt.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's way too soon to enter in, even begin throwing in Craven. Would you agree?
It's too soon because that movie's still kind of fresh.
Well, we're already 4 Tom Holland movies in. I don't think we're getting Craven's Last Hunt, because I just don't think Craven's going to happen. I think One Last Kill sort of sounds like that. What if this is Frank trying to kill Peter? Like, there's this Spider-Man dude going around and he just wants to take him out. What if it's him hunting after him? And they become friends in the process. Like, we get the comic accurate first appearance, Crosshairs screen for screen shot in this. And it's about him trying to take Pete out, and then he realizes Pete's actually a good guy. And that's why they know each other in this movie upcoming. Like, it is possible that people put a little too much store in the fact that Peter's like, go home, Frank, like he knows him. But
yeah,
there is a whole ass trial in season 2 of Daredevil. So, like, people know who Frank Castle is. That does not necessarily have to be a one-on-one, we know each other thing. But I took it that way. Like, I really did.
I kind of did also, yeah.
Like, especially with the go home Frank line, not just like, Frank, stop. Like, it just seemed kind of like playful banter. So that's just kind of where my head went with the title. Like, One Last Kill. Punisher needs to kill, but this could be involved in a Spider-Man story.
No, I like that.
I mean,
as long as Disney Plus can get the rights to Spider-Man, that's your major hurdle to jump on that fan theory. Is that if they can show Spider-Man in a Disney Plus show?
Hear me out. If everyone's correct, and the scene from Brand New Day's trailer where you have the 6 hand ninjas, and I even showed you that the 2 on the bottom look like they're looking straight.
They're looking straight, not up. Yeah.
What if Daredevil is indeed scrubbed out of that, and that was that was the crossover? Hey, we're going to give you Daredevil. You've already got Punisher and Hulk. In exchange for them, we're going to come back this way. What if that was the exchange? The exchange was, yeah, hey, we're going to give you Hulk, Punisher, and Daredevil, and we're going to let you mention Fisk. In exchange, give us that for One Last Kill.
I mean, that's a good exchange, and it has come out that Sony and Marvel are trying to play well together.
They are. Honestly, dude, it was rumored that, again, it's rumored, he's not supposed to be, as of now, he's not supposed to be in Doomsday. He's going to be in Secret Wars. He signed on for 6. What if the special presentation is just one of the 6 Tom Holland signed on for?
Yeah.
I think this is right for the introduction of Miles Morales. I'm not saying you have to kill Peter off, but we can, like, finally let Peter Parker, like, take a step back and let Miles come in. This might be a good opportunity to enter Moreland and the totems and all the spider lore, and you get Miles dropped in. Like, this could be a good way to get Tom Holland kind of pushed away because I know he doesn't want to keep doing these, and you get a new Spider-Man that I think would do really well. Again, I'm just kind of spitballing this.
Yeah.
But when that title came out, that was legitimately like my initial first thought, like interesting title.
Yeah.
The other Marvel news we got was, and I'm kind of surprised, we got another season 2. Only the third Marvel show to ever get a season 2. Wonderman. Only the third Marvel Disney Plus show to ever get a season 2.
Nice.
Daredevil Born Again and Loki. Pretty esteemed company, if you ask me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We don't know a lot about this. It's going to once again be done by Dustin Daniel Cretton. They released 2 covers, as you can see, one on the screen, one that says Trevor on it, one that says Simon on it. It's going to be set right after the escape from the DODC prison where Simon breaks out Trevor, and that's really all we know at this point. Dude, I'm pumped because I really enjoyed it.
I really liked season 1. It's definitely up there on shows for me, which is wild because it's one of those things that like I didn't have. It's a Guardians for me right now. Like I didn't have high hopes going into it, and it turned out to completely astonish me.
Do you think this season's going to be the full drop like we got?
I don't think so.
It
I think there's enough hype now for it that you're going to get people to tune in every week for it.
So it will be released under the Marvel Spotlight banner again, apparently, and that can change. The only 3 would be both seasons of this and then Echo, which have all been full dumps.
I would rather them keep it under the Marvel Studios or Marvel
Spotlight
because I feel like anything that doesn't correlate with the main Avengers storyline should be a Spotlight.
I like that because we're both in agreement. Echo did not work.
Echo did not work. Not even a little bit. And it could have. It really could have. It didn't need to. There was no reasoning whatsoever for that show to exist.
I think that's the problem. I think if they would have, knowing that Daredevil was coming out especially, I feel like the best part of the Echo series was the 35 seconds it feels like we saw of Daredevil.
Yeah. It was like 5 minutes. It was that whole fight. Yeah. But like
the
that
fight scene.
That's it. That's the best part of the entire show.
And then they took it, I don't want to say supernatural, but they took it the spiritual angle and left the whole Kalori thing out, which they could have done with What If. Like, it just felt like Marvel shoving something out for no reason. So I do agree with you where I think Wonderman is going to fold in.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, probably. Yahya Mateen, I'm happy for him. Like, he seems to really like the role. Him and Sir Ben Kingsley have such good chemistry too. I can't wait for the 2 of them together.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see maybe like once again, West Coast Avengers with him and Shang-Chi. Yep. 2 of them would be great together. And you have 2 Dustin Daniel Cretton properties. Like this is perfect. This is the time where Marvel needs to be like, hey, seems like Kevin Feige is kind of starting to get ready to retire. We need to figure out what people we're going to put in place. And I think he is one of them they need to keep there. Or Destin Daniel Cretton. I think that's it for the news, though. You ready to move on to Daredevil?
Yeah.
All right, man. So we watched the first episode of Daredevil this week. I was annoyed at first because I was like, fuck, man, it's going to be a whole week later. We don't got to do spoiler alerts. We don't got to do any of that.
Nope.
We can talk about it. It's been a whole week and 2 episodes are dropping tomorrow. If you've not watched it yet, I sort of feel like that's kind of on you at this point.
Yeah.
All right, so we got episode 1, The Northern Star. It opens on the boat. It opens with Matt sinking the freighter boat that is filled with a bunch of weapons. The only thing that stood out is it was a fun scene. I hated for some reason, and stuff like this normally never bothers me, the wooden scene where like he feels the door and there's like the wall and there's like a bullet hole and it's
Yeah.
wooden.
Yep.
Okay. And then it's like the worst effect ever of just him breaking down this wall. I was just like, really? You're telling me we didn't just have like a metal room we couldn't have stored these in? Like, we're going to build a whole ass false wooden door like that? Like, come on, man. I don't know why that's the thing I hyper fixated on, but it was.
Autumn's big thing is every time Daredevil talked to somebody, he looked them in the eyes. And she's like,
could you not do that next time when I'm drinking? Thank you.
she's like, we're watching. And she's like, we're both herbally elevated, and she looks at me and she's like, "Isn't he blind?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Why is he looking into her eyes?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know." That's a good question, though.
All right, man. I can headcanon this. Like, he's got real good senses. Obviously, he knows where your eyes are. He was taught by a good Catholic father to make eye contact and show respect. I can work my way around that one, I think, but that's actually really good.
It is good. Yeah. I liked it.
I mean, anything's better after rewatching it a couple weeks ago. Anything's better than the horrible blue contacts and Ben Affleck.
Oh.
Whew. So they sink the boat, and then enter your boy, who was my favorite thing this entire episode, man.
Dude, when he came into Fisk's office, he just dropped his dick on the table.
That scene was like that reminded me of him as Stu Macher when we watched Scream. I would say Scary Movie, Scream a couple weeks ago. That scene was great. I love the scene with him. The unnecessary sound of him dropping his phone in the whiskey, and it's like and like it fries, and I'm like, everyone's phone's waterproof now. No,
right?
No, like that was a little unnecessary. I love that man. I love that man so much where he's like, yeah, clusterfuck would be a good way to describe this. And I was like, all right, here we go. Let's get into this.
When his phone rings and he's like, yo, you're going to want to take that. I'm like,
yeah. The Office. So like The Office was 100% my favorite scene because once again, I feel like season 1 was just interesting timing with the way the country has lined up. Season 2 just seems like we're going to lean into this because the parallels, both of someone coming in and going, you seem to have given a lot of emergency power and we need to talk about it. And also just the anti-vigilante, the AVTF, where there's the scene later where like the task force grabbed him. So we don't know where he is. That doesn't feel very icy at all. Not one bit, not one little bit at all.
Yeah.
But that scene is great where he's just like, sorry, I don't know why security let you in or if you're even supposed to be here. Because what is it? He's like, did you know that there's a Euro King? There's a Euro King in Manhattan. This is like a pound of food. And he's just he goes from Shaggy to Stu Macher so fucking quick. And he's like, I assure you, I am supposed to be here, Sheila. And then what does he say? He's like, I don't know what a lieutenant governor is, Juan. And everyone just starts laughing. And I'm just like, yo, this dude just put everyone into place. And then the phone call. You're not going to intimidate us. You're going to want to take that phone call. Did not expect that name drop on the phone call, by the way.
Who was the name drop?
That was Val.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I didn't catch that. Yeah.
Yeah. The one great thing about this being a week, I watched this motherfucker like 6 times. He goes, yes, Miss DeFontaine, and hangs the phone up and then changes his tune.
I didn't catch that.
Okay, so in the comics, Mr. Charles does have some precedence, and I use the term some precedents very, very lightly. He appears in a run of like 16 comic books that were given to military service members. I'm going to get this a little wrong. He ends up working for Roxxon, and it involves some drilling, which is very parallel to what we're kind of getting here. It seems like he's not in 16 issues. He's in like one issue of this run. So there is a character. I just feel like it's a Easter egg that they threw out there. They're like, hey, what's a very, 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 very D-list character we could throw in there that is like an Easter egg, that'll pop. I wonder if they're going to turn Oxcore, which is what Val was in all the hearings for in Thunderbolts, into Roxxon, into one maybe, and have that working. But that was a name drop I was not expecting because, dude, we've both been asking for. I want to know what happened when Sentry did that in the city.
Yeah.
And now we're getting Val working with Fisk. Okay. I think it's funny that the showrunner 2 weeks ago when we were on, I was like, well, Dino Scartapain, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, was just like, the reason we don't have all these crossovers is actually schedules are really, was that them just fucking with us and trolling us? Like, yeah, you're not going to get a whole bunch of, ooh, here's Val. Oh, Luke Cage is coming. Jessica Jones, we already mentioned her. Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, okay, give it to me. Give it to me.
So where does this take place with Thunderbolts? This should take place after Thunderbolts, right?
I would assume right after Thunderbolts. Like, we don't really know the timeline, and I guess it does not necessarily have to. On this more street level stuff, and they're pushing Spider-Man street level, Dark Avengers was a good run. And I know it's one of your.
We've talked about this many times. It's one of my absolute favorites.
I was gonna say it's definitely one of your favorites. I mean, we've got Bullseye now. We've got Sentry. Like, are we gonna get a Dark Avengers thing going on here? Do you see a scenario where maybe Val could be the Norman Osborn replacement and becomes president?
I think so.
I don't think that'd be a bad storyline. I think she'd be a fun foil against whatever Avenger team we end up with.
Yeah. We've talked about that. She would be a good leader for the well, I mean, she basically started the New Avengers, which is basically kind of the Dark Avengers.
Mm-hmm. There were some Easter eggs in Thunderbolts involving other people. I think that would be a really fun. I think that would be like a very, very fun way to do this.
I think so.
So I'm curious how this is gonna end up with that. The office scene definitely for me was peak for this episode.
Yes.
After that, the BB. So there's a lot going on with BB that I'm still trying to figure out. Like, she's pretty sure Fisk killed her uncle. So we know what she's doing. Do we know? I mean,
what's her face basically tells her that straight up.
Yeah.
Like towards the end.
Adam and the Lives, like, she's pretending to be on the take. I definitely think BB is pretending to be on the take.
Yeah.
The video that cuts over with like the fake Fisk. Who do you think that is?
I don't know. It's somebody working with BB.
It's got to be, right?
That's her. I feel like that's her, like, network that she's working with.
There's no way it's Daniel Blake, right? Michael Gandolfini, James Gandolfini's kid.
I don't think so.
Right, like, I thought with the mannerisms and the way it looked at first. Well, my initial was I assumed it was going to be Matthew Lillard's Mr. Charles, which definitely don't think that's the case.
No,
now.
I don't think so either.
Then I thought maybe it could be him. Like, it could be Daniel Blake just because of the mannerisms, but nothing in that episode makes me think that. Do you think he knows what BB's doing?
I honestly don't.
I think he's on to her game.
You think so?
I really do, man. I really think he's on to her game with this. There's no way he is just that smitten and that oblivious. I just couldn't. It's one thing to be a friggin' kid fresh out of college. This kid is navigating Wilson Fisk's murder politics. Like, he's not as dumb as he thinks he is. He's not as dumb as I feel like he's presenting, I guess, is what I feel. With that said, I don't think it's him.
Yeah.
Adam says he thinks it's BB. I could definitely see that.
I can see. I didn't think it was her though.
I don't think it's her, but I feel like it's got to be somebody we know. I don't think it could just be like a random. I wonder if we're going to get like this weird fake Fisk over and over again, like as the episodes move forwards.
I think so. I think this is going to be a reoccurring like entity.
Okay. I hope so. Like I really do hope so. Let's see. After that you get the I don't know if you want to call it an interrogation scene. I would probably call it an interrogation scene though, where it's Swordsman. And he's with Heather, who all of a sudden I hate.
I fucking hate her. How is Matt ever banging her? She's a piece of shit.
Can we talk about that weird, like, that really was a strange character arc she took, right?
Very strange. She went to the one dinner with Fisk and all of a sudden is full on shit.
Anti-vigilante, like literally doing things that are going to get her license revoked. Yeah. Not even like, let's go past it's things that's going to get your license revoked. You're literally threatening Swordsman that, hey, if you don't comply, those guys can do what they want. And your trial is going to happen when you heal, or maybe you don't heal and your trial just gets like, wow, I get dude. That. Yeah. Like I get that we are supposed to take it as she has trauma from Muse, and now anybody with the mask, any vigilante she is against. She's a psychiatrist. Like, she's supposed to be able to process these things a little more. I think it's a very, very strange character arc.
I agree. I 100% agree.
So we have a Muse ghost. We've seen in the trailer, Wesley seems like he's going to appear in the car with Fisk. So that's got to be a ghost.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming Foggy's going to show up too. We're just getting a whole bunch of ghosts popping up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, okay, mental trauma. I like that angle. That's something I can relate to. But again, and I'm done with it. But Heather's story arc took a turn way too quickly for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah. I don't like her.
I didn't like her as in the chat. Adam's like, she's just Bill Maher. He's not wrong. He's not really wrong. I didn't like her as Matt's girlfriend, but I understood where it was in that story. And I feel like this is taking a weird twist. With that said, we are being stuck with, hey, Marvel didn't like what was done and they went back and reshot a bunch of stuff, and stories had to get spliced together from two different creators to make that first season work. So maybe this is just more of where it needed to get. Get what I'm saying? Like, maybe that the part of them being together, there was no way to refilm a lot of that, so they had to leave it in.
Gotcha.
And, you know, like that's the only way I can make any of this kind of make sense. The captain and the first mate, the task force gets the captain. And that cop also had a moment last season that I was like, okay, he's a shitty human, but not a bad cop. I take that back. That
No,
dude's just a piece of shit.
he's a piece of
Yeah.
shit.
You know, the fryer scene, the hand in the deep fryer last season.
Mm.
As someone that's been around enough of deep fryers, you also like that really got me. But this season, Powell, I'm just like, yeah, there's no coming back. That dude's just a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
Beating the fuck out of the captain, and then Buck Cashman comes in and was just like, dude, that was a good scene. He's like, you know, a pot of tea goes a lot further.
I like that guy.
Okay, so the captain says some very interesting things in that interrogation scene to me, where he's like, I did what I was told. The devil showed up and we sank the ship like we were supposed to.
Yes. Well, they said at the beginning, they were like, "Well, we're supposed to do this." So like,
So what's at play here? Like, who's telling them to do that? It's not Fisk. Fisk definitely does not want this here.
I thought it was. I thought I took it as Fisk told them if Daredevil shows up, sink the ship.
I
Because
didn't.
at least if the ship sinks, they can go out and explore it, but Daredevil can't. Daredevil doesn't have a fucking sub or scuba people and stuff like that. You know, Daredevil can get the stuff off if the ship is still up, but if he shows up, sink everything. We'll deal with the consequences later.
I like that. My head was just like, I wonder if this is Val pulling a fast one on Fisk, trying to get him out. And that is why she has sent Mr. Charles to kind of make sure things go the way she needs.
Yeah.
I did not consider what you just said.
That's how I took it. Is Fisk telling them, which is still like he's still going to kill them because they know things. They're the only those two are the only two people that know who was in charge of the ship.
See, and that's pushing me the other way though, because Fisk asks Buck, who else knows besides us? And he's like, the captain and the first mate.
Yeah.
I feel like Fisk would have known that's the like he would not have had to ask that question. I wonder if someone else told them that. But your statement is making more sense to me. And then Adam in the live feed is saying to blame the vigilantes, which also does make sense.
Yeah.
Then we get I was not prepped for this to happen so quickly. We get the scene at Cherry's apartment where the task force breaks in.
Yep.
And all right, Matt, snap out of it. I know we're getting foggy flashbacks and you're hearing the heartbeat and it's bringing it back, but you got 5 dudes trying to kill you. You might need to hold it together a smidge. I thought Cherry was going to, I guess, snap out of the heart attack's not the right term, but I thought maybe he was going to fight and come through enough to like take them out and then die is kind of what I expected. Did not see Wilson Bethel. Bullseye coming through, dude.
Bullseye coming through to save the day.
I watched that final scene where the knife comes in and it ricochets up, down, and lands in the ground several times because that was so fun to watch. Hell of a first episode. Hell of a welcome back.
Yep. All I know is I love Matthew Lillard's character and I hate Daredevil's ex-girlfriend.
Same.
Yep. I feel like that's a consensus with everyone.
I agree with you. I really like that we already get a Jessica Jones mention. I was worried she was going to be in like 5 minutes of this. I think she's going to be a much bigger player. I don't have a lot of negatives to say about it. It's still going. The wooden wall is my big complaint. If that's my big complaint, oh well. Where you rating this to start off?
I think an 8.
You got an 8? You could talk me into a 9. I'm at an 8.5.
I was gonna go 8.5, but I don't. It was a great episode. There's not really anything down for it, but it wasn't like a blow my socks off episode.
I'm going 8.5 because I don't feel I don't feel the premiere of season 2 needed that. I think this was a good walk right back into Daredevil land.
Yeah.
And it sets everything up. It introduces the new players. I didn't care for Kung Fu Karen. A lot of people don't, but honestly, you're on the run. Probably time to teach your girlfriend to defend herself.
Kung Fu Karen.
Kung Fu Karen. Rated an 8.4 on IMDb, so the users are right there with both of us, right in between.
Yep.
2 episodes tomorrow, man. I'm really pumped.
I didn't realize that. That's really awesome to hear.
Yeah, it is the only 2-episode drop this season, unless things shift, and I think it's too late to shift that. But I think we can agree, Secret Invasion's trash, better than Miss Marvel, better than Hawkeye, better than Echo, better than a lot of stuff we've got.
Daredevil is probably number 2 for me.
You got WandaVision or Loki over top of it?
Loki.
Is it weird that I didn't mention WandaVision because at this point Loki has 2 seasons, and as far as I'm concerned, WandaVision's a trilogy that's going to finish with Vision Quest.
Yeah.
It just kind of goes together. Before we finish this one, I do want to mention I started watching Teen Titans Go.
So what do you think?
I almost sent you a photo, but it was like 3 a.m. and I knew you were asleep, and I don't know if you keep your phone on silent. And I was like, I wanted to be like, what the fuck am I watching right now? So, dude, my new thing's been, I've been buying it's legal here, the THC Spirit.
Yeah.
And I've been mixing it with my my Mio water, and I just drink it at night in bed. And dude, it just gives me a really good solid sleep. I am sitting in bed watching that, having the fucking time of my life.
As I said, dude, I know Teen Titans is a better cartoon than Teen Titans Go. With that said, Teen Titans Go is probably one of my absolute favorite things to watch. It's one of those things. It's great if you're paying attention to it. It's also great in the background. And you'll just look up for a second and be like, what the fuck are they doing? Yeah, like, it's like watching the Powerpuff Girls, man. It's almost the same animation as the Powerpuff Girls. It's the same humor. It's a very Powerpuff Girly show, and it's great. It's so fucking great.
Did you call it that already? Because in my mind, I was about to say, I'm like, I feel like I'm watching the Powerpuff Girls for DC, and I mean that in a very positive way.
No, I that was something that I said last episode, was that it reminds me of the Powerpuff Girls of how much I like it, and I'm pretty sure Tara Strong is Raven.
I'm 99% positive she is, only because the first time I met her, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm pointing at the Harley Quinn from Arkham that she signed for me.
Mm-hmm.
I got your wife the 8x10 signed by her.
Yeah,
that had all the characters, and I'm pretty sure that like the specific Teen Titans Go Raven was one of the ones on hers. I started watching Spawn. It was on Adam had said it was on Max. It's good. That's definitely one I need to be in the right mindset of. I forgot the corny 90s Todd McFarlane intro that it has.
Yeah, it's very like brooding and and like cinematic as the opening.
Yep,
I haven't watched it in so long. I need to watch it. I do need to rewatch that. I just bought 2 packs of Magic cards yesterday at BJ's because they just did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Magic crossover, and there was 2 packs left at the checkout. They have this at BJ's. They have a little nerd box that has like cards and stuff, and they had a whole display, and there was only 2 cards. There are 2 packs left, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy these 2 packs. Autumn pulled a really awesome Michelangelo card, like full art Michelangelo card.
They did. So I never got into Magic.
Same.
They
have the
did
Deadpool set, and I do have a few packs of some other stuff.
See, I don't have them. I don't have any of the Marvel ones, which my cousin Anthony tried really hard the last 2 years. Well, 2 years ago at Comic-Con to get there, and the line for that Marvel drop was insanity. Like complete.
They were giving
insanity.
away the Doctor Strange card that's going for like $80 now.
Damn, is that really what that is?
Mm-hmm.
It was. I think it was like first, like 250 people. There was no chance.
Uh, I think it was 500. It might have, but I think they dropped 500 at New York Comic Con, and then they dropped 500 at the Magic Con that they did the same year because Mandy and Ryan wound up getting that card because they went to Magic Con in Vegas that year.
Okay, and actually 500 does sound right now that you're saying that.
I think they dropped 500 at each of those cons, so it's a thousand card run.
They did have a really cool wall, like a graffiti style wall this year in the Magic area, but it was Miles Morales. It was like it was.
Yes, they were doing a big Spider-Man thing.
Yep, I did see that this year. You got anything else for this right now before we move on to the trailer?
No.
Hey guys, that wraps up this issue of the Late Night Nerd Podcast. Join us next week where we have two episodes putting the double D's in Daredevil to cover. And we'll be back. Until next week, I'm Walt.
I'm Reynolds.
You guys take care of yourselves and, binge responsibly. This week it's your turn. Bye, guys.
Latest Gators.
Hey guys, well, that was this week's issue of the Late Night Nerd Podcast, a member of, you guessed it, the Late Night Nerd Podcast Network. Please send your questions, comments, or feedback to latenightnerd@gmail.com. And remember, that is spelled the letter L, number 8, nightnerd@gmail.com. We thank you for listening in and would appreciate if you give us a follow, like, love, smash the bell, whatever it takes. And if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, hey, we apologize for our faces, but it's what we were given. Thank you guys. See you next week. And as always, binge responsibly.